Hey, what's up, guys? Joel Benavides, BlokSquawk podcast here. Today is the 17th of December, and it is 8:29 a.m., 1 minute till New York Open on a Monday morning. And we're going to get started here with the squawk momentarily. I didn't really have any announcements or anything to make today. If I remember anything, we'll cover it towards the end of the podcast if you're listening to this on the podcast. Remember throughout listening that none of what you hear on this podcast stream, YouTube channel, whatever, is financial advice, and it is listener supported, so you can reach out to us and help us out by going to anchor.fm/BlokSquawk and click on the support this podcast button at the top of the screen. And that's going to do it for us. It is 8:30 a.m. and U.S. New York market is open. And we're going to get started. Let's take a look at this heat map real quick. If you look on the... something is not right with my screen. Let me fix this real quick, kiddos. That looks a little better. I think I know how that happened. And parent would. But whatever, I'll deal with that a little bit later. Okay, so we're looking at the heat map on the bottom right-hand quadrant of your screen now. And the market is green over the last 24 hours. A couple of standouts, BCH, EOS, and Litecoin. Both EOS and Litecoin are both above 8 points. Litecoin at 8.36 and EOS at 9.8. That about does it. Bitcoin Cash at 6.2, which is surprising considering they've had a rough couple of weeks. Bitcoin is up at 4.5%. Trading at 3,465, so up a couple $100. And we'll take a look at that in depth when we do the numbers here in a few seconds. Let's take a quick look before we do that at the exchanges. And we can see BitMEX is up 31.5%. You know what I noticed about this? It always kind of like switches. Sometimes Coinbase is over here, BitMEX is over there, and I guess it has to do with like the overall size of trading on each exchange. But whatever. Coinbase Pro is up 25.26%, and let's see, Binance is up 10.3%. So those are the three I wanted to cover. Bitfinex up at 29.25 points. So that's gonna do it for the heat map. I don't see any especially popular ones in the red right now, just off the top. Let's move on to the squawk, shall we? The squawk is like an auctioneer style readout of market conditions, inspired by squawks that you get on brokerage sites and stuff like that, like RAM squawks, subscriptions to squawk services. So that's that. I'll go according to market, a few select coins according to market cap ranking. I'll mention the name, the symbol, traded price, 24-hour change, 7-day change, and 24-hour traded volume in USD. So let's get started. Gas coming in at 134, GAS trading at 1.77. That's up 4.46% of the day, down 3.72% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 166,000. And guys, these 24-hour traded volume figures are going to be accurate within 100,000. Moving on, Electroneum ETNN at 61, trading at 0.6 cents. That's up 5.15% of the day, down 1.42% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume is 508,000. Augur REP at 55, trading at 6.1, up 2.76% of the day, down 1.5% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 486,000. Biden BTM at 52, trading at 7.5 cents. Updated figures, guys. Updated figures up 6.41% of the day, up 4.77% of the week for Biden. That's 24-hour traded volume was 1.9 million. Verge XVG at 46, trading at 0.6 cents. That's up 4.93% of the day, down 0.99% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 840,000. Gemini Dollar GUSD at 45, trading at 1 at 5, up 4.9% of the day, down 2.8% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 28.4 million. Icon ICX in at 42nd, trading at 20 3.5 cents, up 7.47% of the day, down 3.83% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 4 million. Digibyte DGB in at 40, trading at 0.9 cents, up 6.11% of the day, down 5.66% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 916,000. Lisk LSK in at 35, trading at 1 and 22, up 6.42% of the day, up 0.58% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 2.2 million. Ontology ONT in at 33, trading at 52.1 cents. That's up 12.81% of the day, but down 4.61% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 12 million. 0x in at 31, trading at 29.2 cents. That's up 6.24% of the day, down 8.8% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume on 0x, guys, was 8.3 million. Standby one. Moving to the top 30, Quantum QTUM in at 30, trading at 1 and 82, up 4.7% of the day, up 12.95% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 81.4 million. Basic attention BAT in at 29, trading at 13.3 cents. That's up 3.41% of the day, down 4.97% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 3.4 million. VeChain VET in at 26, trading at 0.3 cents. That's up 9.8% on the day for VeChain, guys, down 2.24% on the week, and 24-hour trading volume was 6 million. Tezos XTZ in at 23, trading at 40.8 cents. That's up 2.96% of the day, up 9.28% of the week, and 24-hour trading volume was 1.1 million. Dogecoin DOGE in at 20th. Moving to the top 20 now, guys. By the way, top 20. Dogecoin moving into the 20th position. That's trading at 0.2 cents, up 2.25 points for the day, up 3.63% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume on Doge was 17.7 million. Zcash ZEC in at 19, trading at 55 and 53, up 6.8% of the day, down 3.43% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume was 126.7 million. Neo by the same symbol in at 18th, trading at 6 and 26, up 6.44% of the day, up 1.14% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 86.9 million. Ethereum Classic ETC in at 17th, trading at 3 and 88, up 3.57% of the day, down 0.58% of the week, and 24-hour traded volumes 89.4 million. NEM XEM in at 16, trading at trading at 6.4 cents, up 5.39% of the day, down 12.12% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 9.1 million. Dash by the same symbol in at 15th, trading at 69 and 28, up 8.87% of the day, down 1.92% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 130 million. Binance Coin BNB in at 14th, trading at 4 and 91. That's up 5.17% of the day, up 3.07% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 16 million. IOTA by the symbol MIOTA in at 13th, trading at 23.9 cents. That's up 6.14% of the day, down 1.16% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 7.9 million. Monero XMR in at 12th place by market cap, trading at 42 and 62. That's up 7.06% for the day, down 6.92% for the week, and 24-hour traded volume 10.2 million. Cardano ADA in at 11th, trading at 3.1 cents, up 7.16% for the day, up 2.51% on the week, and 24-hour traded volume 12 million. Moving into the top 10 now, guys. Top 10, starting with Tron TRX in at 10th, trading at 1.3 cents. That's up 3.68% of the day, up 2.63% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 53.2 million. Bitcoin SV BSV in at 9th, trading at 78 and 36. That's up 2.83% of the day, but down 19.38% on the week, and 24-hour traded volume on BSV was 98.6 million. Litecoin LTC in at 7th, trading at 28 and 58. That's up 9.65% of the day, up 14.47% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 516.9 million. Tether USDT in at 6th, trading at 1 and 1. EOS by the symbol EOS, same symbol in at 5th, trading at 2 and 16, up 11 points for the day, guys, and up 8.44% on the week. Maybe something's going down with EOS. Well, we saw that in the heat map, didn't we? EOS 24-hour traded volume was 701.7 million. Stellar XLM in at 4th, trading at 10.3 cents. That's up 5.37% for the day, down 12.9% of the week, and 24-hour traded volume 75.2 million. Moving into the top three now, guys. Top three: Ethereum ETH in at 3rd, trading at $90.44. That's up 4.07% of the week, down 1.97%, nearly 2 points on the week. Correction, and it was up 4 points on the day, as you can see if you're watching. 24-hour traded volume Ethereum was 1.6 billion. XRP by the same symbol in its 2nd, trading at 30 cents. 30.3 cents to be exact, and that's up 4.31% for the day, but down 0.4% for the week. 24-hour traded volume on XRP, guys, was 382 million. And lastly, of course, Bitcoin BTC and at first trading at $3,447.12. That's up 5.32% for the day, but still down 2.48% for the week. 24-hour traded volume is 4.3 billion. And market cap on Bitcoin, guys, today is at 60 billion. Overall market cap 109.2 billion, and overall 24-hour traded volume is 12 billion. Bitcoin dominance slightly down from last week. We're sitting at 54.9%. That's going to do it for the coin market cap data readout aggregated by Apogee Crypto. And we're going to move on to the news here, guys. Just give me a second to get myself situated, and we'll take a look at this. All right, guys, let's take a look at the news real quick. I'm going to go over like maybe the last hour. So we'll cover recent news, and then we'll discuss trending news after that. So 11 minutes ago from the BitShares Reddit, play probably fair games with BitShares, blazing fast contest, free coins, jackpot. So it seems like there may be I don't know, I'm not familiar with the BitShares community, but maybe a gambling community at BitShares, not sure. 13 minutes ago, cryptobriefing.com released a video titled Litecoin Introduction and Technical Analysis. That might be good if some of you guys want to start sharpening up your technical analysis skills. Also, I recommend a book from, it's called, it's part of the Idiot's Guide series. So the Complete Idiot's Guide to Technical Analysis, very good book for starters. 20 minutes ago from Ethereum World News, Circle CEO, and 3-year Bitcoin is certainly going to be worth a great deal more than it is today. Yeah, well, you hear a lot of smart people talking like that, and a lot of burnt out and disgruntled older investors discussing how it's a Ponzi scheme. But most of their arguments can be destroyed within, most if not all, actually all of their arguments can pretty much be destroyed within minutes, given the right arguer on the other side of that conversation. Informed arguer, I should say. 22 minutes ago from Blok.com, Bitcoin begins recovery and overcomes resistance, and we'll certainly take a look at that here in a moment in the technical analysis portion of the podcast. If you haven't noticed, I'm trying to get through this as quickly as possible, just because I got an appointment this morning, and I'm trying to work on keeping the podcast direct and to the point, strictly informational. Let's see, 30 minutes ago from BitcoinNews.com, BitcoinNews.com daily podcast, 16th December 2018, 1-year anniversary of Bitcoin all-time high. Wow. Yeah, so it's been a year since we were up there at, what was it, 19,800, something like that, or 19,900, very close to 20,000. So here we are at the bottom exactly 1 year later, but there is hope. If you subscribe to that sort of thing. 43 minutes ago from CryptoInsider.com, the Republic of, and I'm going to butcher this, but Abkhazia regulates crypto mining to get through the winter. 49 minutes ago from CoinSpeaker.com, Ponder, exciting news for investors. Okay, I'm not sure what that is. 52 minutes ago, Switzerland working on major changes to develop pro-crypto blockchain legal framework. That's from Ethereum World News. Well, you know, Switzerland has always been very progressive in terms of regulations and technology, and so it doesn't surprise me that Switzerland would take a leading charge in the blockchain world. And 59 minutes ago, IOTA details its 4-month collaboration project with Audi. We heard about this earlier, a couple months ago maybe. That was from Blok.com. And an hour ago, what do Mariah Carey, Akon, and Mel B have in common? Probably something with crypto. So that's going to do it for the last hour of news. Let's take a quick look at trending news. An hour ago, IOTA details its 4-month collaboration project. Yeah, we discussed that. 5 hours ago, this Brazilian bank is using Ethereum to issue a stablecoin. 5 hours ago, from CryptoSlate.com, Hong Kong tightens regulatory grip on cryptocurrency exchanges and startups. Not surprising there. 13 hours ago, these governments are going to take control of anything they can because they can't actually control the blockchain. And that goes for pretty much any government. It pretty much takes control out of anybody's hands and gives it back to the network as a whole. So that's one of the great things about cryptocurrency and blockchains. 13 hours ago, from ccn.com, new U.S. Chief of Staff, Bitcoin is good, not manipulatable by any government. Yeah, I just said that. How often does that happen where I'm discussing something and then it comes up later in the news? 16 hours ago, ethereumworldnews.com, Ethereum network hits milestone amid crypto bear market. I'm sure it has something to do with transactions or something like that. 20 hours ago, from thedailyhodl.com, Backed reveals potential Bitcoin and crypto partnerships. Ripple plans to make a dent in the universe. And VeChain announces blockchain services. And lastly, 2 days ago, Cardano awakens heavy-hitting updates and foundation restructuring. And that's from Cardano. We'll take a look at all that here in the technical analysis portion of the podcast. We'll take a look at Cardano, IOTA, Ripple. We'll just do a brief rundown on it. Taking a look real briefly at Twitter, I'm going to pull up my top crypto traders news, and we're just going to kind of run through this. Trader Michael Lamoth comments on one of his favorite traders, Eric Thomas. Look at that. Chado's highlighting the daily VPVR. Steve Burns dropping meme knowledge. Bert Mueller discusses B Social raises 3.2 million pounds. Seed round to begin building a social bank. Proact Traders LLC dropping some knowledge on a flag opportunity, dropping some chart knowledge. Same thing from Luke, discussing Bitcoin with a 6% pop to start Monday. That's today. That's from Luke Martin, Adventure Coinist, 1 hour ago. And so that's going to do it for just like a brief run through of the top crypto traders on Twitter. Let's take a look at the charts. So, this weekend, I was tweeting out about this very thing. Let's take a look. We're looking at the 15-minute chart. Yeah, we were consolidating here. We burst up very recently, actually, like right before the open. Let me see. That began at 6 a.m. Central Standard Time. And 1200 Universal Time. I've noticed that too, that there's a lot of trading action around that time, around 6 a.m. Central or 1200 UTC. Something about that hour. And I probably knew it once. I just don't have it on recall right now. So last week we're taking a look at this kind of like triangular formation, pennant formation that formed right here, and we were approaching the convergence of this along with the upper limits, the resistance in this trend channel, this pitchfork, and it certainly broke out to the downside, formed a flag or a pennant, and then we continued the move to expected levels. Then we began a sort of conciliatory recovery. I don't know if you can call it that. Formed another one, and then the overall trend continued to the downside. Then we started like a tertiary trend upwards, started testing upper resistance of this trend channel, and then we broke out this morning. Look at that, nice beautiful breakout, and we're likely to continue along this edge as long as stochastics remain in place. There it is. Stochastics are chilling at the top. So we'll take a look at that. As soon as stochastics start coming down, guys, though, I'm gonna be worried, and then we'll form a flag pattern on the 15-minute, or whatever ends up coming from this as the day goes on. I'll be back here in about 8 to 10 hours, and I'll announce that on Twitter. If you're not following me on Twitter, guys, you can go right here on the right hand side of the video. You see @JoelBenavides, that's how you spell my name, and follow me on Twitter, and then hit that post notification bell to be updated on your mobile when I begin to stream. Volume is up too, so this is an actual breakout. This is not a false breakout. Volume did retrace a little bit though. But like I said, we'll keep an eye on that. Let's take a look at, say, the hour chart briefly. Yeah, the hour, it's very visible on the hour chart. We drifted out of the trend channel and broke out, like I said before. And it's been a couple hours since. So, and then overall, if you look at that whole move that we just looked at, kind of formed some bunny ears, doesn't it? And we dropped below that 3200 level briefly, getting as low as like 3120. So, but we are above all the moving averages on the hourly chart. We probably have a ways to go on the daily chart. Let's take a quick look at it. Now, this is a bit of a concern to me, guys, because if you look at this candle, it went up to that 3430 level, but now prices dropped back down to like 3380. And if you look at the volume on this candle, not only is it not relatively high, but it's actually relatively low compared to others. So while there is some volume in the short term, there isn't anything to suggest like strong buying volume. However, we are, we still have a few more hours left in the Universal Trading Day. So, and considering that New York just opened, we may make our way above that. We have a few barriers, as you can see, before we start breaking out above that 100 and 200 day moving average. But we are above the 8-day EMA. So here we are, guys. We'll see if we don't retrace. This could still go terribly sideways. However, even if price does drop down today and form like a dragonfly doji or something like that, we are at the bottom of a downtrend, which would suggest upward movement. So we'll see how things go. It does look like stochastics may be wanting to kind of break out, but remember, we did see this on the 28th of November, a strong move on the 28th of November, but we remained in a downtrend. So we'll see how things work out. I'm going to be keeping an eye on this volume, especially today. So we'll be back here in a couple of hours and discuss how the day has played out and maybe what to expect overnight. And we'll be hopefully back in the morning sometime around 8:30 around open and New York open, and we'll see how things play out then as well. Otherwise, you can hit me up on Twitter. Follow me on Anchor, Stitcher, Spotify, YouTube, Twitch, and we'll leave it at that. And if you have any questions, you know where to reach me. All right, guys, have a great day and good luck trading. Cheers.
Yeah.